a very exciting day. We're here today in Kosovo to officially launch the Threshold program and to inaugurate the Millennium Foundation Kosovo's efforts over the next 4 years to implement the $49 million Threshold program that they have received.
Today, we launched the entity that will be implementing the MCC finance projects. So it's called Millennium Foundation Kosovo. It's supervised by our American counterparts, but it's natively driven. So gender inclusion, reduction of poverty are two of our principal aims in terms of strategic spending of our framework.
Well, this is a very important initiative for Kosovo. We as World Bank have been cooperating with the MCC team during their diagnostic phase, and now we will cooperate during implementation. We have, as Kosovars, analyzed that these are our needs, that we have to have better energy supply and we have to have more expanded governance to attract more investments, to bring that crux between the private sector, civil society and the government functioning, so we move to the next stage of development. We believe that the conclusion of the process have identified the most important constraints for Kosovo as an economy and as an economy that can grow for the benefit of Kosovars.
MCC is an innovative U.S. foreign assistance agency created in 2004 to work with a select group of countries around the world, countries that are demonstrating that they're committed to good policy performance, particularly with regard to controlling corruption, investing in their people, and promoting economic freedom.
They also are one of the few, if not the only organization in the world where the requirement for cost-benefit analysis is built into the legislation. It's into the DNA of the organization. And that makes us a very evidence-driven organization. All the decisions that we make have to be based off of some organized systemic data collection process and analysis.
The United States and Kosovo have a very special relationship for a very long time. And U.S. foreign assistance and our partnership on helping Kosovo overcome its many development challenges is something that's one of the pillars of our relationship. So by working together, by working with the government, by working with civil society, with the media, directly with citizens and business owners and farmers, the United States and Kosovo can work together to help the country overcome its challenges.
So one of the reasons we're here in Kosovo is because the government has undertaken significant policy and macroeconomic and institutional reforms and really have improved governance across the board. So what we're doing is we're really just building on top of the work that's been done to date by the government in collaboration with other donors and in collaboration with USAID and others. So we're building on what has already been done to date, and we hope that the government will continue to move forward and implement the right kinds of measures.
Open data is really critical for governing, for decision making, and having information is critical not just for governments in their policy making, but also for people, the general public, to know that the government is working for them.
Information means knowledge, and if we want to have knowledgeable citizens and citizens that participate in decision making and citizens that are informed what careers they want to pursue, what are the possibilities in the market, this can only be generated by giving the citizens the right information at the right time.
So we are really hoping to generate interest, generate demand, generate advocacy around this data so that the public, private sector, civil society, NGOs, they can be a partner to the government and collaborate with the government to help the government achieve good outcomes and good governance.
So one of the ideas behind MCC is that we invest in projects that really will drive economic growth. And in order to do so, we believe that economic growth has to be private sector led. If you think about the challenges we all face in achieving the sustainable development goals that have been set forth, official development assistance and aid is not going to get us there. We need to use public dollars to invest in areas that will create incentives and catalyze additional private sector investment. That's why we need to bring the private sector alongside of us. So for us, these kinds of investments in countries like Kosovo, we want to help you put yourself on a path towards self-sufficiency, where aid is no longer needed and that you're bringing in the capital from the private sector to achieve your development goals. We're extremely excited about the opportunities here in Kosovo and what this particular program can do here in Kosovo to drive economic growth and reduce poverty.
Our growth has been steady and has been firm. 4.2% GDP growth, 2017 projections. But you know what? We need to go more. We need to go higher and aim higher and achieve higher if we want to catch up with the rest of Eastern Europe, let alone EU.
What's exciting about this particular program is the government's in charge of implementing it. This is not MCC implementing a program. This is a program, this is an investment in the people of Kosovo, and it's going to be led by and implemented by the people of Kosovo through the Millennium Foundation Kosovo.
You know, there's a lot to be optimistic about in Kosovo. There's some great things that are happening. Most recently, Kosovo performed very well on the World Bank's Doing Business report, where they moved to number 40 in the world for creating a positive environment for business. I meet with entrepreneurs and business owners all the time. I go visit their factories, and I always walk away with a great sense of hope for the future for this country, a great sense of the potential that Kosovo has for a much brighter future than there is today.
When I started coming to Kosovo, I would tell people, you know, cab drivers and friends and family, oh, I'm going to Kosovo. And they'd say, oh, is it safe? You know, and then when I got here, there was all this expectation that this is somehow kind of a war-torn country based off of something that happened 20 years ago in 1998. And it's not like that at all. It's actually, Kosovo's not so bad.
Thank you very much for a very short film from our fresh opening, if you remember, last November. I'll not take much time because we have two important speakers that will be helping us launch the first project, which is Open Data Kosovo, a challenge that we'll be putting to the private sector and civil society to use data for the government to open the data and for the civil society and private sector to use that data and enable greater government transparency. So on this note, I would like to invite the President of the Republic of Kosovo, Mr. Thaçi, to have his opening remarks. Thank you very much.
Faleminderit Petrit, nderuar ambasador Delavi, të nderuar të pranishëm, ambasador, përfaqësues të shoqërisë civile, media, pa të gjithë të pranishëm. Fillimisht me lejoni që t'ju shpreh kënaqësinë që jemi në lansimin e një projekti të rëndësishëm në kuadër të programit të financuar të MCC-s. Vitin e kaluar, edhe nënshkruam në sallën e Kongresit marrëveshjen e pagut në mes të Kosovës dhe qeverisë amerikane. Ishin udhëheqës republikanë dhe demokratë të Kongresit amerikan. Dëshmi e një angazhimi të sinqert dhe dedikimi të thellë në Washington për progresin ekonomik, politik dhe social në Kosovë. Sot, gëzob të shoh aq shumë pjesëmarrës të shoqërisë civile, të mediave, por edhe nga sektori privat në lansimin e projektit Big Data apo sfida hapjes së të dhenave. Hapja e të dhenave ka qenë prioritet i qeverive të Kosovës në vitet e fundit. Të gjitha institucionet kanë bashkëpunuar të rritet transparenca, por rritja e transparencës nuk është rrugtim, vetëm rrugtim njëkohësh. Projekti i fondacionit të Millenniumit do të ndihmon hapjen e të dhenave, por dhe shfrytëzimin e të dhenave nga publiku, nga aktorët në shoqërinë civile, në biznes, në institucione tjera kosovare. Si presidenti i vendit, çdo javë dhe çdo ditë takoj njerëz, qytetarë, që pyesin dhe punojnë që shteti të jep më shumë për qytetarët. Ne jemi në reformat e thella dhe të shumë fishta. Tranzicioni nuk ka pasur të ndalur dhe ka lënë shumë shtresat e pa informuara për ligjet e reja, për politikat dhe rregulloret që kanë dalur nga procesi i integrimit evropian. Nuk mund të thuhet se nuk është bërë punë e madhe nga shumë ministri, dikastere, agjencione dhe institucione, por mund të themi se shpesh herë kjo punë nuk është raportuar dhe shpesh ka munguar bashkëpunimi i sinqert në mes të sektorëve të ndryshëm. Mediat kanë kërkuar përgjigje, institucionet kanë kërkuar mirëkuptim, qytetarët kanë kërkuar rezultate. Projekti i sfidave të hapjes së të dhenave, apo siç është titulluar nga Fondacioni Millenniumit Big Data, synon të rritë këtë bashkëpunim. Të tregohen rezultatet aty ku ka, të punohet që këto rezultate të jenë të qasshme për publikun dhe transparente, por atë të stimulohet shoqëria, të përdor të dhenat për reformim të metudjeshëm të institucioneve. Këtë vit du të punohet me të dhenat e papunësisë, arsimit dhe tregut të punës. Projektet që analizojnë të dhenat dhe do të gjeni përgjigje se si do të bashkëpunon trekëndshi qeveri, OJQ dhe biznes. Do të shpërblejnë projektet e tilla, do të inkuadrohen në punën e institucioneve. Unë kam besim se nëse fokusohemi tek të dhenat e jo tek gojdhanat, nëse punojmë me numra e jo shumë me thashe theme, do të arrijmë sukses më të madh si shoqëri. Mendoj se Kosova mund të synon edhe për krahjet e më të tjeshme nga MCC dhe nga qeveria amerikane, nëse fokusohemi në indikator të një jete më të mirë, të një ekonomie më të mirë, të një demokracie me përfshirëse dhe një shoqërie që synon NATO-n dhe Bashkimin Evropian. Jemi në procese të ndryshme, jo të lehta, nga reformat në ekonomi dhe sjelljet e investitorëve e deri tek pyetja e dialogut me fqinjet. Ndihma më e madhe që mund të ofrohet nga qytetari është të jetë një dialog me ne, me institucione, të ja propozime dhe ide se si duhet të vazhdojmë me tutje. Ky projekt po krijon një vlerë sepse po mundson një platformë të një dialogu të tillë dhe një bashkëpunimi të tillë të nevojshëm. Prandaj, ju uroj shumë për fillimin e sotshëm të këtij projekti, por atë tërë operacionit MCC në Republikën e Kosovës. Pres të shohim edhe lansimet e projekteve të tjera në energji, në qeverisje transparente, ashtu që qytetarët të shohin në rezultatet konkrete të investimeve madhore nga populli amerikan në mirëqenien tonë dhe mirëqeverisjen tonë. Thank you very much.
Falenderoj shumë President për fjalën e juaj të rastit. Atëherë do ta kisha ftuar Your Excellency Ambassador Deloui for his opening remarks. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you, Petra, Mr. President, General Minister, Ambassador Chabert, diplomatic colleagues. I am really excited to be here to help kick off the first window of Dig Data and Open Data Challenge. As the first activity of Millennium Foundation Kosovo, it is the one that aims to get you all active and you all involved. Strong partnerships between the government of Kosovo, civil society, and the private sector will be the key to success of this program and to the success of open data broadly. So I'm glad to see such a wide cross-section of stakeholders here today. As I've said before, transparency is one of the most important ways to fight corruption. And a critical tool for transparency is open data. The U.S. Embassy in Kosovo has long supported transparency initiatives, from judicial sector opening to the recently launched procurement transparency portal. However, opening data is not an easy process, and it is a challenge that many countries, many ministries, many agencies face. There may be legal and technical regulations limiting the release of data. There may be resistance to opening data from institutions that view that information as power. There may be concerns about the quality of the data, or that the analysis will twist the data. Institutions may simply perceive that no one is asking for the data, so why should they spend limited resources making it ready for publication? They may keep data closed to obscure corrupt practices, or out of fear of accusations of corruption by people looking to score political points by manipulating data. Regardless of what the barriers may be, you, the public, must continue to demand transparency. One way you can do this is to productively consume the data that has been made available. If the government publishes data and it is never used, either for analysis, policy advocacy, or better serving the public good, then it is almost as if it were never released in the first place. This activity, Dig Data, is meant to challenge you to use available data in creative ways. It will challenge you to talk with the government, talk with communities, talk with the private sector, to identify what is holding them back from making data-driven decisions. Through different U.S. agencies and a variety of programs, we are partnering with Kosovo's diverse communities to provide the tools to advocate for your needs and your priorities. We're also supporting local and national government institutions to be more responsive to the needs of their people and include them both in identifying problems and in proposing solutions. The first window of this challenge focuses on an issue that looms large in this economy: unemployment. Many of you on the front lines of trying to figure out where the jobs are, or what you should be learning to get a job, or where the workers are that you need for your businesses, are well placed to identify and co-create the tools that can help alleviate this constraint. Dig Data is an exciting opportunity for all of you out there with creative ideas about how to use labor force data and to be agents of change in your communities. I want to encourage everyone here who has ideas of how government can better serve your needs to step up and be part of the solution. Now, finally, reflecting on my nearly 3 years here in Kosovo, I'm remembering that one of the very first things I worked on was MCC. How do we get MCC to consider working in Kosovo? What needs to happen? And we work with so many partners here in the current government, the former government, the UNDP, the World Bank. I should stop listing because I'll forget people. But today is the real launch of the first activity that resulted from all that work by all those people over the last 3 years. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, MCC Washington. Thank you, MCK Kosovo. Thank you, partners that brought us this way. Kosovo, MCC, MCK are working at record speed to implement the MCC programs here. It's great to be here to help launch the first activity, but, stay tuned. As we used to say when we had old televisions, there's a lot more to come. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Delvey. And as you rightly pointed towards now the last year of your mandate, on behalf of Kosovo Millennium Foundation, I would like to thank you very much for your support for the last 3 years. We have a very exciting panel coming immediately with a champion of open data and the Minister of Public Administration, Mr. Jagdjilar. We have also Sarah Olmstad, the MCC Country Director, Krenar, who is back from his PhD studies and will be moderating our discussion. Myself and Open Data Kosovo Director, please, Letam. It's a quick panel on how do we proceed with our project.